Yeah, I've answered quite a few questions about it, and I think the best way to describe it is I was in the wrong position to start with. So yeah, pretty regulation catch turned into it was a great feeling to be a part of in front of the crowd, but if I was in the right position I probably wouldn't have to do that.
Phil Tufnell's called it the catch of the century. I mean, maybe a bit tongue-in-cheek, but would you put it up there with some of the best you've caught and seen as well?
Yeah, I think it's up there, one of the best ones I've taken. Yeah, I was
Catch of the century though, is that?
No, I think that's probably a bit too much. Yeah, good catch, great feeling at the time to do it in front of that crowd as well. It was one of those moments that you just tried to take in.
Yeah, I mean the crowd, you could see you're kind of soaking it in when you paused there, and it was a great crowd today and a great victory for England to get this tournament and get the kind of show on the road, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about having the World Cup in England this year is that we know we're going to have great support wherever we go, and the Oval is always a great atmosphere when we play series as well. So not too dissimilar to what we were expecting, to be honest, but in terms of the game, it's great to get that first game out of the way, and even better to get a win, because there was a few nerves kicking around this morning. So such a big, to play on such a big stage, it was pretty obvious that there was going to be a few different feelings in the changing rooms, but to walk away with the way that we played today, it was a complete team performance.
I was going to say, with the early loss of Johnny there, it looked like there could be some early nerves, so much pressure on starting the tournament well, and what this tournament means to English cricket. So to get a convincing win like that, over the line so comfortably in the end must be really gratifying.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the wicket didn't play like it normally does here. It's normally a really, really good batting wicket, and it was quite tough going. I thought South Africa bowled really well towards the end. We weren't quite sure of where we were going to get our boundaries from. They took all the pace off the ball and tried to make us force the issue. So I think it just shows where we've came as a batting unit, that we can adapt to different situations now. 2-3 years ago we might have only got 270, 280, and it would have been a lot easier. But if you get over that 300 mark, there is a slight psychological advantage to having to chase over 300.
I suppose it's a mark of how far this England team have come, that some people looked at that score at lunch and thought, it's actually below par for England. We talk about trying to hit a 500 in an ODI. I mean, it's not going to be as simple as that in a tournament like this, is it?
No, definitely not. It's probably not as easy to see watching the conditions that you're faced with as a batsman out there, and it was a bit tennis ball bounce, and when they took all the pace off the ball, it was really hard to get boundaries away. So we were happy at halfway getting 310, and obviously we were able to see how they bowl and use the conditions to their advantage, so we knew what we had to try and do.
And finally, for yourself, it's going to be hard to top today, isn't it? Personally, your top scored, that catch was amazing, that little scoop shot as well. I mean, you're obviously going to hope that you're going to have better days in this tournament, but to get off to a flyer like that must be so pleasing. Yeah,
it's always good, getting into the tournament and starting off pretty well, but that all counts for nothing when you come to your next game. It's all about starting and rebuilding as a team, and seeing what conditions we've got in front of us. So that's going to be the hard thing for us this World Cup, is facing what's in front of us at the time.
A lot has been said about the batting unit. What would you say about the bowling unit and what Jofra Archer brings to the England side?
No, I think our bowling unit's been very, very solid over the last couple of years, as well as our batting. There's obviously a lot that gets said about how destructive our batting lineup is. Bowlers sometimes can go under the radar and not get the plaudits that they deserve, but you look at someone like Chris Stokes, who's just been a consistent performer for us, and having someone like Jofra come into the team now with his pace and his skill level is, everyone talks about the X factor, and he's definitely got it. So the future's bright for him as a player, and I hope it's in an England shirt.
What would you say about the journey over the last 2 to 3 years? What do you attribute the success and the ongoing success?
A lot of credit has to go to Trevor Bayliss and Owen Morgan, in terms of the way that he's wanted our side to go forward. Go out there, express yourself as individuals, and always take the positive option. But we've learned along the way. We've had some hiccups in terms of not some great team performances, but we've learned from them and became a much better team. And adapting to tricky conditions and different services has definitely been one of them, which you know, it's going to be massive in this World Cup with, you know, all the different venues and different grounds we're going to be playing at.
Just one more. Have England laid down a marker, do you think, today? You know, favourites going into the tournament, but you've backed it up already, do you think?
Yeah, I think we've shown what we can do. You know, not just with the bat and ball, but you know, also in the field as well. I think that's probably the best fielding performance we've put in as a team in probably about 3 or 4 years, to be honest. Jason Roy led that at backward point. He did some amazing stops, and you know, when you can save 20-30 runs in a game in the field, you know, that's massive. And you know, so hopefully we've, you know, set the marker there for us going forward. But you know, there's a long way left, and this is just a building platform for us.
Top man.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Sweet.
Well done.
Right, just leave.